Hello, thank you for coming to this fifth session for 2026. I give myself over now to the flow of the I am. Hello, and I thank you for coming. In this session, we will continue on the 2026 relevance for you at this time in this year. Now, at this time, there are many questions. The many questions that there are about your journey, the exposures that you personally are having to these disclosures that are coming. And each of you are having your personal responses to them. And I have said there will be many, and indeed there are. For they are global, as much as they are personal, and as much they are part of the collective and the groupings and such. But what I'm saying is there are many of them that you will not be even aware of. For the media that you are exposed to may not have these covered. Or the searching that you do will be for interests that you have, connections that you have, that others may not have. So there will be limitations on your exposure, and that is a good thing. For there is much, much to be in response to that can be painful or upsetting and make you angry even in your righteousness. And I tell you, each of these are for your own personal evolving. For once you have passed the anger or the shock or the disappointment in others, then please do go into your heart chakra and allow the forgiving and allow that higher self to be guided for you so that you might see these as the gift that they are and the light that is in there for you to choose your response to be the higher one. For that is the essence and the purpose. For in your choosing that higher response, you are actually contributing to the change, the finality of that kind of reaction, that kind of actions that are taken by others that are not of that higherness, that are not of the light. For this darkness that comes out is being transformed partly by the light that you emanate in response to it. That is how it changes. That is how 3D evolves to a higher level. And even those that are not evolving or ascending to 5D at this time, of course, also have that reaction to and response to. But in their awareness, they can initially see the light within and the gift within for each. And they know that in that coming out of this darkness, in the revealing of these shadows, there is joy in the knowing that the very coming out of them, the very being seen of them, and the exposure, disclosure, is part of that change, is part of that evolving, and is that light. For it is shining so that those things can hide no more. So the shadows can be dispelled by light. And your response personally is part of that initiation, activation of those changes. For it becomes a collective response to. And in that collective awareness, and in that higher combination of light that is, the change happens. And it happens accelerated, swiftly. For as I have said, all things are being accelerated. All disclosures and all the healings. Everything is being accelerated. So be in that knowing and in that comfort. So previously I had talked about the children And I want you to understand something about the higher perspective of, through the higher understanding of, in that highest truth. Children from that higher perspective are not seen as just the children as humans see children in their innocence, which is indeed an innocence, but is seen as they are souls, and they are evolved souls. They are souls that have had previous experiences, so they have a level that is not a childlike level for them, except for the energy they choose to bring into this experience. But I see them as the soul that they are, and that is a much brighter light than others may see them. So their experiences that come to them from and for that higher self that they are. For I remind you, you have two selves. You have the human, and you have that spiritual self. As I have said simply, you are a human experience, but you are a spiritual being having that experience and guiding this experience when allowed through free will. So I always say, seek that guidance. Stay connected to your higher self and let it be so. So your journey will be a joyous one. And you will experience many things as you evolve and as you begin to ascend. For I remind you, the ascension is simply a higher frequency of being, but it is a personal choice at this time as well. And I remind you again, there is free will in 5D, in that 5D earth. For free will is a gift of all manifested realities, where one can manifest as a being with whatever is an appropriate body in that reality. So, example, in some of the highest realities, let's say 12-dimensional, the body is not a solid body. It is a body of light. For those beings, their soul has evolved to that level. And in that experience of being manifested in a solid form, it is the solidity of light, which is, of course, a manifestation. But it is not in the solidity as you know in 3D. So each evolving level of density that one evolves to is a more light body. As in this one, as I have said previously, you now have a crystalline body, which can hold more light. It is no longer the carbon body, which was denser. So as you evolve into 6, 7, 8, and so forth over your time and your choices in response to, your body also evolves and is more light until it is light, which is fed by light, which is, it's in its sustenance, the light itself. Whereas in the lower ones, including 5D, there will be a physical substance required. And 5D will have no eating of those that have flesh and heart and mind and soul and eyes to see, but rather will be plant-based. All living creatures will be embraced for who they are and allowed to be fully who they were created to be. And in that joy for themselves, you share the joy for yourself. In that oneness that you are going to be much more aware of in 5D. And there will be those that come that have had no connection with nature, and yet they are evolved to a 5D in the other parts of their lives as 3D, as I might say. But they have never connected with animals or plants. But when they come into 5D, they will want that experience because now they have that knowing of their oneness with these, and they want to experience that oneness. And they're going to know that in that oneness experience that they choose, I can experience that through them as well, in that joy of that experience that they have chosen through their conscious choice through free will. 5D is going to be a beautiful experience. The creativity, every entity, every creation of mine has a level of creativity, for that is who they are, that is who I am, and we are one. And so they will have a level of creation. Each of them will choose. And the multifaceted of choices that will be in 5D will give them infinite choices. much to look forward to in 3D. I mean, in 5D, sorry. And there's still more to look forward to in 3D, for it is a better place now because of the light beams. So, in 3D, there will be more positive, there will be more healing. There will still be experiences that come in that healing, which will have to take place, for the earth must heal herself as well. And there will be nature upheavals in part of her healing. And some will take that opportunity to leave the body and go into that reality of reflection, shall we say. Others will stay, and they will suffer through it. And when they emerge, for it shall pass, it is temporary, they will be wiser and stronger and more aware of who they truly are, their strengths, their light, the facets they have experienced of themselves of unconditional love, such as endurance or healing or compassion, all these things that will have been experienced through that. So they will know themselves more as their higher self. And then therein, they are evolving to that higher dimensional frequency and will themselves evolve to 5D sooner than some that are still rooted in their beliefs that were never the highest truth. Their beliefs that are by others reinforced, where there is still that fear, and that is that anguish, and there is that sorrow of losing connections. But they will get by, and they will get through, and they will evolve out of. For I will be with them in every moment of every experience, on every level. I will never leave them alone, for my love with them. They will always have that light, and there will always be that hope in their heart, because none will stay in any stagnant energies ever. All of my children, on all levels, all of my creations evolve. Everything is evolving back to the light of the I am, that we are all that is. One simply has to be aware and conscious of this. And so it will be for each, for that is the gift I give them. Now some has asked or inquired to this one Uzuri about the animals. The animals that are going to be going. Some of them will be your pets. Many animals have come in that higher vibrational frequency to be with you and walk this path and help you to stay in that light and to feel that love that comes through them that is so pure and unconditional. Some of those will go with you into 5D. Some will choose not to, for they are an evolved soul themselves, and they have that free will choice. So allow them that, and that letting go. Now there are animals in the wild. As I have said before, there are those whose entire species will not go to 5D. For they have been created for 3D, and those experiences of positive and negative. That the negative for them is their dominant energy, shall we say. And it serves a purpose, as all negative for the light wolf and the dark wolf has served their purpose. But they will not go into 5D. And someone asked, well, give us an example. One could be the alligators or crocodiles. Yes, some say, well, they're reptilian. Indeed, they are. But in the essence of the humanoid reptilians, it is a different evolving. For the humanoids, and that level of creation, is for the evolving of my children. And even the reptilians will evolve eventually. But it, again, must be for conscious choice, for I will not force them either. And they will be given their places, their planets, their realities, their dimensional realities, to experience the negative that they choose. Some say that's unfortunate. Maybe. But as the Father that I am, they are allowed this in my gift of free will. And all is protected, for even their soul is in protection. So for now, we will talk about the humans on this earth. Mother Earth, Gaia, Terra, she is called many things by many species, from many realities. For all other realities and dimensions are very aware of the beauty of this planet, the uniqueness of this planet. For it is like a child planet in the innocence of her, and the allowing that she has had. For I remind you, she is a sentient being herself. Each planet is a sentient being. And Mother Earth has always been a gentle soul. And she has always loved her humans. And everything on her has been sustained by her and blessed by her. And then the children rebelled, and the children became aware of themselves, and so forth and so on, as you see in similar human families that happen with children as they come into their own awareness. So all of this from the higher perspective, the I am, the Father that I am, is not seen as something evil and dark, but rather seen as part of the evolving in their awareness of self. And as they begin to be unaware of their self, they'll become eventually aware of their highest self, who they truly are, and the power that they have. For that power cannot be available to them when they are fully in that negative, for that would do them no good. But rather they must remain in that balance with the dark and the light with. So there's always that light with them to keep them in some sort of balance as they evolve into their awareness of their higher self. Again, for my love of you. But even in this truth that I share, there are many levels, infinite levels of truth for each of you. So each of you's experience is quite different than any others, even the one standing next to you, even in those that are soul connections, twin souls even. For there is still that individuality and that oneness. And this is a beautiful experience in this earth. In 3D also, as you know, the beauty around you. It is time to embrace that beauty, to be at one with nature, for nature gives you that healing. Nature gives you that knowingness of your oneness and gives you that peace and that balance. Freely she gives it to you, for that is who she is, every tree, every flower, every creature. And you were given to help take care of her. And many have, and many have not. Many have just taken advantage of her. But you know all of these things. But again, I say all of these things have been an experience. Those things in their major experiences are over. There will be no more mistreatment of 3D Earth. There will be the experiences that come with the healing that may not be pleasant, but it is still part of the healing and the evolving. So, the 3D that will be left behind, shall we say, disconnected from, is a better term, from 5D because of the frequency difference, will still be a beautiful planet. And she will become even more beautiful with the healing that takes place. And the light that those who are healing her have. For the light of those being left behind is so much brighter than it used to be. And so they are on that path. All of them are fully on that path. But each in their own time and their own choice of experiences, for they grow from each to experience a facet of their unconditional love self that they are. Again, I say, think of the facets, the infinite facets of unconditional love, and those will be the experiences that all my children will have, all my creations, each in their own level of being. For there is obviously a difference between the human experience and a pet's experience, or a wildlife creature's experience, or a plant's experience. Each of them experience on their own level. But it is all the I am that I am is all that is. And on all of those levels are those experiences gifted. So I say 2026 is an opportunity for you to embrace nature. And that will in itself speed up, indeed, accelerate your evolving, your ascension to a higher frequency. But I remind you again, you must remain yourself in that frequency, wherever you are. You do not have to move to the woods and live in the woods and stay in the woods to be in that, but rather be in that within you. Absorb that and allow that healing so that you take that light back with you into your home, back with you into your job, back with you into your family and your experiences in your day-to-day life. But do return and do connect with nature often, for that will keep you balanced in your day-to-day that you live in this third dimensional reality. So it is a simple thing, but it is something that you need to help you get through everything that is coming. And there is much coming. And I say these things gently because I see these things from a very positive and understanding that is higher than most have. And it is going to be a wonderful experience for you, coming into your knowing, stepping from a shadow into light, stepping from a dark experience into light to where you know yourself as light, and you know that that dark experience or that shadow has been dispelled by the light that you are. There is power in that, for you are sovereign. You are a child of the I am that I am. And in every spark of you, in every bit of light that you are, is that full potential of the I am, that all that is, that we are. So go forth in that experience and in that awareness and wisdom, and everything will be even more accelerated for you. 2026 is still going to be that pivotal year, as I said. So embrace these things to come, for they will begin to come rapidly now, for you are almost midway in this year. And it should be exciting to you. It should be full of anticipation. But for many, it is full of dread. But that is your personal experience. Make your choices. Ask for guidance. And you can look forward to the things that come for you and embrace them. And with each embrace them in that awareness. And ask for that oneness and the conscious awareness of that oneness in those moments, that you might know the light within them. And this session may be a bit short today, but I have given you information on a different level, and it is in itself a bit much for some. And once again, each of you are uniquely individual. It's confusing to others. Some it may even irritate, but each will have their own reaction to it. But a truth is that highest truth, and it is the light. And there is nothing in it that has any shadow or darkness. So let that truth shine within you and be that highest truth for you in that understanding. And know that you are loved beyond measure. You are loved by the very love that you are. You are loved by the very love that I am, that we are. That unconditional love in its purest, highest form is all that is. It is the most powerful. The most powerful intent. And all will be as I say will be. And all is that I say is. For it has all begun. And it is a beautiful thing to see from that highest perspective. And I see you each in your evolving. And I am so very proud of each of you. And your light is so very beautiful. Please know this on a personal level. Feel the energy that flows through to you, to all of you. For I am with you, each where you are. I am with you. I am within you. We are one. And yet I give you that independence, that free will, that uniqueness to express yourself that I have no control over. I have given you free will in that. And it is exciting for me and joyful for me to see my children express their individuality as I see who they want to be and who they become in response to each of their choices. And I love you as a father loves a child. And I love all of my creations. And I embrace all of you in that unconditional love. Now go now in your highest self and love yourself unconditionally. Be gentle with yourself. Be patient with yourself. Be forgiving with yourself. For who you are is not who you are going to become. Who you are is who you are being in this moment as you become. And it changes every second, every moment you're evolving. It is a constant change. There's not a moment of stagnance. So be your highest self and go in 2026. And I look forward to the next session for my love of you. And I thank you. And I end this session. And I give this body back over to full consciousness of this